The owner believes in him. The general manager believes in him. The head coach believes in him. The offensive coordinator believes in him. Very rarely do you have a dynamic. Now, I would say this to you. I don't know if Howie believes in him, but I believe the owner does. You know how I say that to you? Why would Howie then hedge his bets and make that trade with the Saints so he could have 2 first-round draft choices next year if he was completely all dove in on Jalen Hurts? He knew that the quarterback class had 7 kids coming out this year. So basically, Howie Roseman has hedged the Eagles' bets. Welcome aboard National Football Show. It's your boy Big Sills. Please hit the like button. Thank you guys for stepping in with us. I'll make a statement to you right out of the gate here. I think Matt Corral throws a better football than Jalen Hurts. That guy's awful accurate. Xander was right. Screw the small hands. That guy can throw the ball, man. He's accurate. Kenny Pickett, excuse me. Thank you. Yeah, Steelers. Kenny Pickett. He throws a better ball than Jalen. He does. He's got a better arm. He's more accurate. Kenny Pickett looks like he's going to be somebody. Yeah. Just my eyeball test right out of the gate. We'll see. Oh, here it is again. Potential. Potential. That's what your guys got, too. Potential. So, Kenny Pickett can throw the ball. He's been accurate the entire preseason. And when you just watch him throw to his receivers, they're not wide open. He's got a great arm. He does. I'm watching that Steeler game over the weekend. I'm like, this kid's already got a better arm than Jalen Hurts. This kid, Kenny Pickett, can throw the ball. Now, is that going to translate into wins? Will that guy be another Jay Cutler? Will he be a guy that can't figure it out, can't process the information? All yet to be determined. But just so far with the eyeball test, he throws a better ball than Jalen. Okay? Trubisky was even good. He throws a damn good football. He does. Both those quarterbacks are better passers than Jalen. That doesn't mean it's going to translate into more wins for them with the Steelers this year. Just like this, Aaron Rodgers is a better passer than Tom Brady. Tom Brady's a better quarterback, though. You understand what I mean? Okay? Mr. Trubisky throws a good football. He does. Yeah, that's right, man. That pass to Johnson, man, dude, it was right on the dimes. Now, again, like I said, does this translate into quarterbacking in the league? We'll see. Wins and losses, it does. That's right, Big Pickin'. Wins and losses. Their quarterback position in Pittsburgh is not as bad as it looks. When you say Mitchell Trubisky and you say Kenny Pickett, you're automatically going like this. Well, man, one cast off, one guy who was drafted 20th. If he was really a great, he'd be in the lottery like the top 10 pick. I get it. But after watching those guys throw the ball in live competition in game speed, they're accurate. They're pretty accurate, man. Very accurate. Agendas? What agenda? That I said that Kenny Pickett and Mitchell Trubisky throws a better ball than a quarterback that I don't believe is a franchise quarterback? Take it any way you want, guy. I don't care how you take it. You could spin it and yarn it any way you want into some stupidity narrative, all you want. I'm looking for the best football player at that position for the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't give a shit what it looks like. But it's got to be accurate, and it's got to be able to stand in the pocket. I don't think they're shaky quarterbacks in Pittsburgh. I think you're getting great coaching in Pittsburgh right now. Keith says Hurts is 32 out of 32 starters right now. I don't buy that. I think he's sitting around 17 or 18. Okay. Matt goes, I have a hard time believing you're a legit sports analyst. I have a hard time. No. Here, Matt, because usually you go to fortune teller places or people who like to tell your fortune and such, or you play the lottery and things like that. That's why you're at the wrong show, guy. Okay, because I tell you who you are on March 20 or on August 29th. Who you are today. Where your feet are standing. Not what you think that dude is. Sills, Hurts or Mayfield? Taking Jalen. Over Mayfield? Jalen's way more mature. Jalen's not going to make a stupid play. Mayfield will. Okay? Hurts, but he's got an agenda right now because he has a 1-year deal in Carolina. And he thinks he was disrespected, Baker Mayfield. Well, he was. You got a 6th-round draft choice for the overall number 1 pick 4 years ago. And Cleveland's got to pick up $10 million of that contract. If I were Baker Mayfield, I'd have an ass too. Okay? I have an ass too. That's why I think he's going to play his ass off down there in Carolina. I have no idea what that means. But the NFC South might be better than what people think. The Saints are going to be better because of Jameis Winston. And Carolina might be better because of Baker Mayfield. How much, I don't know. And the Buccaneers with that O-line, tell you what, if I'm Tom Brady, you're lucky you have Tom Brady in the NFC South right now. You're lucky because he knows where to go with the football because of the destruction of the offensive line. You're lucky you have Tom Brady as your quarterback. Okay? Hurts got 1 to nobody believes in him. Jeremiah, that's not true. The entire organization wants him to be the guy. The owner believes in him. The general manager believes in him. The head coach believes in him. The offensive coordinator believes in him. Very rarely do you have a dynamic. Now, I would say this to you. I don't know if Howie believes in him, but I believe the owner does. You know how I say that to you? Why would Howie then hedge his bets and make that trade with the Saints so he could have 2 first-round draft choices next year if he was completely all dove in on Jalen Hurts? He knew that the quarterback class had 7 kids coming out this year. So basically, Howie Roseman has hedged the Eagles' bets. The organization tells you something, but their actions don't show you. You spend $100 million on a wideout, and you're going to run the ball. You should run the ball because it's your strength. And you got 2 first-round draft choices in next year's quarterback-rich draft. But you keep telling people you love Jalen. Okay, I believe it. I do. I do believe it. Okay? How he's covering his ass, absolutely. Let me say this to you about Jonathan Gannon now. Oh, by the way, will somebody cover Tyreek Hill? So the first play, across the middle, Tua completes a 54-yard pass. Embarrassing. Some go, the starters weren't in. There was no effort. And by the way, why weren't the starters out there? Why weren't they? You think this is some established football team? Boy, I'll tell you something. They weren't right last year, guys. You know how everyone goes, well, they were healthy last year, and it got you killed in the playoffs. Didn't matter. You were not healthy going into the 2017 playoffs, and you won the Super Bowl. Great, we're healthy and got killed. We weren't healthy in 17 and won it. And you started out 2-5. How's that? They were right last year. How was that right? Show me where they were right last year not to play their players in the exhibition season. Because the team didn't get hurt, you still started 2-5. That's right? Wow. I got a whole different definition of what's right and wrong. Hey, we didn't, we did it right last year. Nobody got hurt. Yeah, you're 2-5. You had to change your entire football team. Crazy. And a culture. You see the coaches in the organization and how he doesn't give a shit about exhibition football. And it played its head and reared its head in the preseason. You saw it. Anytime they played, there were some spot plays where they were decent. Most of it, though, was just average. It was average football. Average. Nick's right. It's like a country club. It's a country club. Let me say this to you about Jonathan Gannon. Jonathan Gannon has no right being a NFL defensive coordinator. Where did they get this guy from? Where did they get him? Whose idea was it to have him as the D coordinator of the Eagles? Flex says Jeffrey Lurie believes in Jalen, how he doesn't. And when we won the Super Bowl, we played Matt Ryan, and because Case Keenum last year, we played Tom Brady first round. I get it. I still think ownership and many people in the front office believe in Jalen Hurts. Okay? Man, it's their ugly game. It's not so much just like the score. It's the effort that sucked. Just the effort. Jonathan Gannon is, I don't know, I'll tell you what. This guy here is what we call, as players, a great bullshit artist. He gets in front of the media, looks good, and says the right things all the time. And that's how he gets job opportunity to go to the Houston Texans and interview for the job. He's a perfect head coach. He's the modern-day NFL Kevin Stefanski, Brandon Staley, those kind of dudes. He's perfect. But to be a true D coordinator, I think you have to have your defense from the first guy to the third team guy that plays with your DC's attitude. We're going to bring heat, and we're going to put the quarterback on his ass. And we're going to do it, like Al Davis used to say, hard. I'm getting to that quarterback, or I'm getting to that receiver, or I'm getting to that running back, and he's going to know every single time that I get on a football field with you, you're going to be like that old line that the Eagles have. The most impressive thing about that Eagle O-line, they could probably run 5 plays at you and kill you. And just kill a team with 5 plays and probably tell you, I'm going to run here. There's nothing you really can do about it. So you might as well take it. You can do all the fighting you want. There's nothing you can do, but we're running over the 3-hole and we're going to power trade at you. And there's really nothing you can do. Do you know how helpless that is as a man, as a coordinator, as a unit, when you know you're going against an unstoppable force like an Eagle offensive line or a running attack? It's 60 minutes of hell because there's nothing you can do about it. That's attitude right there that I want on defense. There's nothing that you can do against Gang Green's front 4. Nothing. You ain't stopping Jerome and Reggie and Clyde. You're not stopping that secondary. And by the way, don't bring those guys coming across the middle because Wes or Andre are going to knock the living shit out of you. And you got to deal with Seth and the linebacker. Seth's going to mug you. That's kind of defensive attitude I want on my team. And you got talent for that, but it takes a defensive coordinator to instill and bring that out of them. Jonathan Gannon, this guy belongs at the Hall of Congress. This guy, like the library in Washington, D.C., that's where he belongs in a library. This guy's a bookworm. He belongs as he's like a CPA. I don't want a CPA running my defense. I want guys that's going to bring it, and I want guys that are going to bring it. And get this, you may lose the game against Minnesota, but I want Kirk Cousins or somebody or Dak to say this. Shit, man. That Eagle defense, man, they come after you, man, and they are headhunters. And they are coming after you, man. Whew. Man, you better put your mouthpiece in and you better have your chin strap on, because that football team is soft. They never set the edge defensively. I got my reservations on Gannon. It concerns me, but I've seen a lot of killers with smiles. Dude, there's no way that guy's Jekyll and Hyde. There's no way Jonathan Gannon is Jekyll and Hyde. Okay? No way. Have you seen a philosophy change? Now, look, some of you are going to go like this. Well, Sills, what do you want on the show? You know, D coordinators are not going to show anything in the exhibition season because they don't want to get a situational play calling chart against the defensive coordinator. So the OC on the Lions has an opportunity to see what they're doing. I get that. I'm talking about attitude, setting the edge. Bro, you don't have to have a scheme to set the edge or gaping holes in the middle. Okay? Here's what's either this. Either you have a shitty culture in your building or your second and third team guys suck. Pick one. Hopefully it's not both. Pick one. Either they suck, and once again, your Philly media people pumping up the second and thirds and the whole roster and Howie, or it's a culture. You're praying it's not both. Okay? Tell me. And am I lying? Jonathan Gannon, man. Jesus criminy. Every single time the Philadelphia Eagles get on a football field and I watch that guy's defense, I'm even more convinced he sucks. I don't see it. I've been around some of the greatest D coordinators of all time. Talked to them, interviewed them. Dick LeBeau, Jim Johnson, Monty Kiffin. Okay? The Bud Carsons and the Buddy Ryans I've talked to. Buddy came down, and I've showed you a picture when he came down to our practice. Sat around with all of us, talked defense. Do you know what Buddy Ryan was talking to my college back in 1986, his first year in Philly? You know what he said to us? I don't care where the ball goes. I care that I got 11 guys that are playing with their hair on fire. And if I can have 11 guys playing with their hair on fire, I'm going to win every game I'm in. May not be on the scoreboard, but I'm going to win every game I'm in. You're going to remember dude, the gangrene defense did nothing really when it came to championships or anything, but you remember that team. Okay? I think people forget, what it takes to play in the NFL. Cody, it's all good. Buddy Ryan won what in Philly? Respect. Respect. That's what he won. Won the respect of the entire community on how that team played. Okay? You see, Richie, at the end of the day, championships and winning are defined by a certain individual, and everyone's got their own definition of what winning is. You have a different one. Okay? In a team sport, I have nothing to do with the scoreboard. I have everything to do with the guy in front of me. My job is to whip his ass in front of me. It's all I have control of. I don't throw it. I don't catch it. When you're an offensive lineman, he doesn't throw it and he doesn't catch it. Okay? Everyone's got a job to do. So you're defined by what you think success is. To each his own. Jonathan Gannon is the DC version of Nathan Peterman. Yeah. Oh, Broad Street bullies of the Flyers are overrated like Buddy Ryan era. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so at the top of the hour here, we're going to go over the roster here, and we're going to take a look at it. And by the way, 4:30 Eastern time, we'll talk to our friend Gary Cobb from Fox 29, and we'll get his spin on what he has seen. How about this? What he has seen so far this preseason. Maybe he sees something completely different than me. Hey, by the way, guys, am I wrong? Do you guys think they had a good preseason? How many people think that the Eagles had a good preseason? You guys think they had a good preseason? Do you? I saw a couple series. I was okay with a couple series. I was okay with them. I couldn't see the starters in there, though. I mean, the starters didn't really play that much. You know, I said that Jalen didn't play during the exhibition season. Everyone goes, well, did you see the Jets? The Jets? That's what you're gauging his improvement on? The Jets? You're kidding, right? Oh, yeah. And the dude Pauly Shore giving statistics. This is what you're gauging Jalen Hurts' improvement on. The Jets and the WIP reporter. Is that right? And what the organization's telling you. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Crazy to think that. How can you tell? We won joint practices, but not games. Joint practices are controlled scrimmages. They stop plays in between to coach. It's not really the starters did. How many? Not the defensive starters. I didn't see a game where the defense looked good at all. Maybe the Jets at the beginning. I mean, I didn't see that. You saw the defense have a good preseason. I did not see that. What else do we have to go off of? Tatiana, I thought you were setting a standard in the building in Philly. I'm not giving a shit about Buffalo or Chicago or Los Angeles. Isn't there a standard in the Eagle organization right now that you're looking for perfection? Aren't you trying to be the best you possibly can, or are you just going through the motions? I saw moments going through the motions. Jones says, remember, Sills, it's preseason. So I see, Jones, so when you're striving to be great, you're not great all the time. You're just great when you need it. Is that your definition of how and when to be great? Is when you need it, not all the time? So you're not great all the time in everything you do in your life, and you're trying to get better each and I'm glad Tom Brady doesn't have that attitude. I'm totally, I guarantee you, no champion I've ever had goes like this. Well, I'll look like shit when it doesn't matter because no one's watching. Funny, that's when champions are made. When no one's watching you, you're by yourself, it's raining, and the lights aren't on. That's when champions are made. Not when everyone's watching you. Okay? Luscious, it wasn't so much that you sucked in the preseason. It just wasn't, it was a I don't give a shit attitude preseason. They didn't give a shit about it. To me, I think the Eagles would have rather have just had helmets and shorts, practice at the NovaCare Center for a month, and that would have been good enough for them, and they would have teed it up at September 11th. Doesn't it seem that am I wrong when I say that? They don't really seem like they cared. That they cared about it. Ty says the Rams won the Super Bowl and never players in the preseason. You got Sean McVay as a coordinator head coach. You got Nick Sirianni. You got Matthew Stafford as your quarterback. You got Cooper Kupp and Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. You got an experienced football team that's been to 2 Super Bowls in 4 years. Won one of them. Okay? You got an aging football team. You're talking about a young team here, an unproven team, the Eagles. You're talking about the defending Super Bowl champions. Don't compare yourself to that. Okay? Don't compare yourself. Hit the like button. Hour 2's coming up. Don't forget, Gary Cobb, we're going to look at the roster now. And we're going to go down the roster here as we get ready because cut day is tomorrow. They got to get down to 53. By the way, real quick, how much easier is it to make a team today? Back in my day, they had 47 guys and that was it. Now they keep 53 guys on the active roster and 16 on the – they keep 70 players today per team. Crazy great for players. I think it's great that there's that many jobs now than compared to back when I played. Only 47 guys were kept on a roster. I mean, it was difficult to make a team back in those days, and they couldn't hide people on IR. If you went on IR, you were done for the year. All right, hit the like button. Hour 2, keep it here on the National Football Show.